There we go. And we are live. Hello there, Facebook. How are you? Yes, we're live on Facebook, but we'll be streaming on other platforms. So for those that come across this and like, who is this crazy lady? I am Renee Carbone Fleming. This is Touchstone Tuesday, and I'm all about the badass Queens Brew. This is something new that I had in the works that I was planning for quite some time. And I want to share with everyone why we freaking love Touchstone Crystal and why, why we're so passionate. So each and every week, I'm going to be sharing with you some conversations that I have with other fabulous women that I get to work with and get to love on and know and build relationships and businesses with. So I wanted to kick off our Badass Queens Brew with my upline, the woman who, the reason why I'm still here after 13 years, because my followers hear me, right? And they know, like, okay, Renee's the crazy lady, she's the jewelry lady. Some of them, most of them know my journey, but they don't know, like, there's so many different kinds of people that are building businesses here at Touchstone and the freaking fun that we have and the backgrounds are different. So I want to introduce Bonnie Flynn, who introduced me to Touchstone Crystal. And so welcome, Bonnie. You're my first one.
Woohoo! So happy to be here.
Fantastic. So Bonnie and I met back 13 years ago. I was putting together at my daughter's school, they were doing a vendor fair. And I remember going through online trying to find, direct selling companies that would be appropriate for a Christian school. and there's and then I saw Touchstone Crystal, a division of Swarovski, and I went, huh? I didn't know that Swarovski had their own division. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta learn more. But at the time, I was going through a divorce and I was starting an online consignment boutique. So I introduced Bonnie, I contacted you and asked you to come to the event. And of course, you were so sweet and sharing, how I could host a party and join you. Have I ever thought about doing it and all of that? And if it wasn't for your follow up and follow up and follow up, I would not be here. So I love you, my friend. Um, so do you want to share with them your journey? Because I've been here 13 years, but you've been here longer. How long have you been here?
Oh, let's see. My daughter was 3. From the beginning, like 2010, I think. Yeah. So from the beginning, so we've seen Touchstone grow and evolve into this amazing company that it is today, for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have this memory, Renee, of you at the vendor fair. And I was over chit chatting with someone else, but I was looking back up the booth and you were literally standing there jumping up and down, like, looking at all the jewelry. It was kind of funny. And I don't think you joined until a year after or something. It was quite a distance in time. We just stayed in touch and connected. And, yeah, you're totally meant to be here. And sometimes it's funny how Touchstone can be this vehicle for people to help them, go through different paths in their lives. So it's really been a wonderful journey and opportunity for us.
Yeah, for sure. And what made you start with Touchstone?
Oh, well, my best friend talked me into it, to be honest.
That's how it happens.
It wasn't a good idea, but it was during the recession, and it was like, okay, well, people are going to buy jewelry and we have to get Christmas gifts, and like we need to get Christmas gifts for the kids, and at the end of the day, you're going to have a lot of jewelry, so what's the risk, right? And my girlfriend was just like, listen, you got nothing to lose, you got to try this. And my mom paid for my starter kit, so yep. Said I wasn't intending to stay. It was just little by little by little, new things were evolving, and I was getting to know people and getting to know the leadership of the company and the values and where they were headed, and to be a part of building something was very exciting to me. My background's in I was a human factors engineer for the military for a long time, and then I went into human resources. I got my master's degree and went into human resources and built companies. That's what we did. I worked for a big bank, and so the idea of building something and being your own boss and building your own organization was like, I just didn't even understand what that meant. I had never done that before in direct sales, so it's really been fun to watch for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. And when did you realize that this is where you belonged? Was it after you met the home office? Like, when was that? Do you have an aha?
No, it was like a journey. It was sort of little by little by little. I mean, that first trip I went on, like, if you can go on trips with your companies, it's very empowering because you just meet all these people that have been doing it probably longer than you or in different ways. So you just have this sort of moments of like, oh, okay, I hadn't thought about it that way. And so meeting the leadership of Touchstone was really definitely empowering for me to see where they were going and where they were headed and the opportunities available. But a lot of the times came from my outside family or my girlfriends that were like, Bonnie, this makes total sense. I have 5 kids, 5 beautiful children that I've chosen to homeschool, all of them. So that's
Can you just repeat that? I didn't mean to interrupt. But
I
ladies and gentlemen,
sometimes I don't like to admit it, but it's been a wonderful journey. They're beautiful kids.
yeah,
They've all gone.
5
They're all in
kids,
college now, except for one. Five beautiful
5
children.
kids that you like that put them you homeschooled 5 kids
All
while building an incredible business with Touchstone Crystal and moved all the way up to the ranks of the highest level at senior executive director. While
yeah,
you're doing all of that.
yeah. And I mean, at one point we were selling, um, 500,000 a month
Yep.
when our So, I mean, it was really kind of a like, wow, incredible journey. And it wasn't alone, it was with a whole bunch of wonderful, incredible women like yourself who were also, sharing sparkle. So,
Yeah.
it's definitely something you can do when you're busy with lots of other things and other commitments. But, for me, it was great to just be able to focus on my children and put my family first and then be able to put this kind of in of my life that I had left to give.
I love that. I love that. And your kids, they got to see mama build something so awesome and the lessons that they learned. And I remember going into Panera and your kids would come, like we would get together for our meetings, right? I mean, they get to see
Oh
all of
yeah.
the effort it takes. And, what do you think that they get out of it?
Oh yeah. Well, my one son, who's like a math science guy, he would go to all my events with me, and he was pretty shy, but he would like write down the statistics of how many people came to the desk and how many things we sold, and we just have these great like conversations on the way home, and they'd have ideas. And my other son, who's out of college now and everything, he has his own business. So, and because of this, like there was definitely this sense of entrepreneurship and ownership that was built into them, and they saw like, wow, mom's
Yeah.
doing it. Like it's happening. And it was a family business. Like we all did it together, and there was a lot of pride in it. And my husband was involved too, supported.
Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. One of the best memories, one of the funniest memories, I always bring it up every time not every time, but that time when we were in Mexico
Oh
was
yes.
freaking hysterical. So remember we were going to so it was during Super Bowl and I
Oh
forget who was playing, right? But Touchstone, because it was Super Bowl time, they set up a separate room, a ballroom where we got to
yeah.
watch the Super Bowl game, and it was very exciting. And Bonnie, for those that Bonnie doesn't drink very much, and which is great, but her husband and I were, oh, we're gonna do a shot of tequila. And I think did you call it tequila or was it Steve?
No, I still call it tequila.
Tequila. We were just hysterical laughing because it was like tequila, shots of tequila we're gonna do. And it was just hysterical. It was just hysterical. But people really get, the sense of knowing each other even more on those trips for sure. It is so much freaking fun and laid back. That I think those are probably like one of the best places to get stories. Some things we want to reshare and maybe some things
Definitely. They're completely like princess trips, I always call them, because they just treat you like royalty. It's amazing.
Yep.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Now,
royalty, I'm sitting in my brand new BMW here, thanks to Touchstone Crystal. So there you go.
isn't
More,
that right?
yeah,
Isn't that a cool thing? I mean, you want to earn a free BMW, then yes, you can, right?
you can.
You
If I can
can.
do it with 5 kids and a busy, busy life, anybody can do this. Yep, for
That's
sure.
that's what we all say. Anybody can do it. It is for everyone, for sure.
Right.
And that's why I love that. Not everybody is like me, and that's what I want to do on Touchstone Tuesdays is to show people that we may come from different backgrounds. We may have different whys, different stories, different personalities, different ways of doing our business, but we all collectively are a Touchstone Crystal family, and we're all building something really incredible and powerful to help other women. Like in your experience, so this has been what, 2010, so 13 years? No, yeah, 13 years. I can do math. I usually can do like sparkle math, but regular math, sometimes I suffer. But in your 13 years, right? How do you feel Touchstone Crystal empowers women, especially, those over 40 to unleash their inner badass queen? How do you feel we do that?
I think it's a vehicle to just have women feel pretty and confident in themselves. Like it's an opportunity. Like my first leader ever, she like practically in tears, like I just feel pretty wearing this jewelry. And soon after that, she got reconnected with her high school sweetheart, and she was like a different person, I guess. You know what I mean? I feel like when we accomplish things, we feel good about ourselves. And so Touchstone gives us that opportunity to earn some extra money, but also feel like, wow, I did that. I earned this trip, or I became a leader, or I sold, some month $1,000 in jewelry and I earned $250 or whatever it is. You feel like it's Christmas when you get all those hostess rewards and the things that they give us. So I think that more than anything, I've watched so many women just transform into somebody completely different
Yeah,
than when I first met them.
that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
That is spot on. I know that this has been transformational and has changed my life and even like my personality. Am I a bit, bold? Am I a bit over the top for some people? Perhaps. But I was also, people don't realize that I am actually can be introverted. And this business helped me like shed that because when I started this business, I was going through my divorce. So, I have a former leader in my organization, Stephanie, and I remember her calling Touchstone Crystal her boyfriend because Touchstone Crystal would be like, we get all of these amazing rewards and incentives that we can earn. So she was like, hell, I don't need a guy. I got Touchstone is giving me free jewelry, giving me trips, giving me Swarovski swag. Like, who needs that? But it definitely, you're right. It helps women feel empowered that they can do, they can achieve, and they can overcome. I mean, how many how many obstacles in your career have to overcome in order to stay where you are? It's quite a learning experience, right?
Right, right. It definitely teaches you perseverance, you
Yeah,
know.
I love that. So if you could give one piece of advice to a new consultant that is starting their Touchstone Crystal journey, what would it be?
Expect to be disappointed, like don't give up. You're going to just get people who aren't going to be interested, people who you really like that you hope they're not going to be interested. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're not supposed to do it. It just means that you just have to keep going and keep finding more people that will help you get to the goals that you have in place. So, nothing in life, anything that's worthwhile is worth working for. So, but sometimes people think this business is easy, and it isn't.
Right.
It's perseverance, and it's just keeping going and keeping in the front of your mind why you're doing it in the first place and why is it important to you. Um, so that's what I for
I
sure.
love that for sure. It is keeping your why, at the forefront. And I remember, and I shared this with you when, I was building it. there was, I'm definitely a stubborn Italian. And, there are a lot of people that like would be within, and I think a lot of women can relate to this, where, it's that fear of actually trying something new. And,
Right.
the whole what if I fail and what are people going to think and what if I do this? And that fear really just like controls people sometimes. But I knew with the divorce, I had to do something. And I was like, I had to do something without the safety net of my ex-husband, who I
And
was,
and that was an amazing season for you, Renee. And to watch you, like you were just took that energy and that, angst that was inside of you and you poured it out there. I mean, we joke, you'd be like, I have a t-shirt that says, watch me, you know what I mean?
yes,
That was your mantra, and I was so behind that and every step of the way, and just
yeah,
watching you just sling it was just like such a blessing to me. I mean, I can't even tell you how proud I am of you, and all my family is so proud of you. They're always asking, how's Renee? Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? The kids, because we just know that you've just worked so hard to build what you've built, and you're so talented. You're so talented.
no, thank you. But yeah, that watch me, that was those
Right?
were my words. I had in my office, I put it on Post-it notes. I was like, watch me. Like there's no one who's gonna freaking stop me. And I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to do. And I'm gonna get to the top. And then I did it.
And you did, and you keep building it up, and now building others to do that same thing. And I think that's the gift that we have, to
Yeah.
be able to give back to others and say, yeah, you can just do this too. It's
Yeah.
not science. We can help you.
It's
So
not rocket science, right? We can help you. And that's so rewarding. It feels so freaking good. Like you said, when you like given, reasons for consultants not to give up. When they just do something, when they achieve something that they had set their goal on, it feels so good that we might have been part of that journey.
oh yeah, and I
Yeah.
hadn't really even thought about that, like with my first leader, but it was someone else that pointed that out to me, and I was like, oh, I get it, and I do think that achievement really helps your confidence, and it helps you to go forward, and just having this success brings success.
Yeah.
So Touchstone really can be that for us, and it could just founding skills and skill sets that lead to other pieces of their lives
Yeah.
and that we meet. I mean, it's really great skill.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's wonderful. And have you had like an an unexpected lesson that you learned through your journey in 13 years here?
um, yeah, I think things never go the way you think. Like,
Hmm.
I just feel like God always surprises me, and it's
Mhm.
just never the way that I think it's going to work out. The people that I think are going to be involved in my life, or other people that I don't think are going to be involved, end up being involved. Just like I just had to learn to trust God honestly in the process, and let Him lead the business, because it isn't always as it seems. It's always, if you keep going and doing what you're meant to do in your life, then things will work out. So
Yes,
that's, yeah.
that is definitely for sure. And you and I experienced that intervention recently that
Yeah.
I shared with you, right, in last month. It was like so powerful for me. Um, yeah, it was just it's amazing. But yes, it's the best laid plans, but God definitely is leading the way. So as long as we let him lead and we do what we need to do, then we'll get there. But that is a great lesson to
Right.
learn.
Right. Yeah, because
And
it's
I'm
not what I would have expected to do in my life. But this seems to be where I'm supposed to be. So, and it's
Yep.
wonderful to be with you and other wonderful gals on our team, and like we're so
Yeah.
blessed, really.
We really are. In this company, like the men, I mean, because now we have men too, and I have men in my organization, which is so much fun. I had always said, like, can you imagine a guy doing this business? Because when you go to a fine jewelry store, I mean, we're Swarovski. We're the freaking best jewelry on the planet, right?
Yeah.
But we're like, if you go to a fine jewelry jeweler's, and there's men behind the counter, right? You take a good-looking guy, and he joins our team and sells Touchstone Crystal. I always feel like, the women would be like, if a guy goes like, "Ooh, this bracelet would look so beautiful on you," right? The women would be like, "Here's my credit card," right?
Totally.
Amazing, right? But I love that we've got men and women and building it all different ways, and coming from all different backgrounds. It's really, and I would never have met all of these wonderful people had it not been through this business. You and I would never have met. We might
Yeah.
have met for that event, but had I not joined, we would not have developed this friendship over my
No.
10
Exactly.
years. Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, you do meet like people that are so different from you that you would have never met, different walks of life, different ways of thinking about things from all over the country. Like, and that really enriches your life because,
yeah.
challenges you to think about things in a different way.
Mhm.
So it really has been a lot of growth. I mean, you do have a lot of growth in this type of industry for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful for you and for the time. Do you have a favorite piece of jewelry? I wanted to ask.
Well, I love these new minis. I'm actually wearing them. These new minis. I don't know if you can see them.
Yep. I
Are
can.
amazing. They're gonna be top seller. They're gonna have different colors in a couple months. I love all the sterling stuff. I like all like smaller pieces usually, but not always. But yeah, the minis are my new favorite. Got to
Yeah.
get one. They're
Yeah.
all
The
yeah.
minis are
Yeah.
definitely. I'm so glad that they came out with that and like introducing that. It's like a little sneak preview, right,
Oh,
of things to come. But
exactly right.
luckily, they allowed us to share it with our customers so they can get in on it right now, and which is really awesome. So I thank you. Thank you for taking the time to do this on a busy day. But I'm
Absolutely.
super excited that you came into my life. I'm totally blessed. I love you to pieces, and I appreciate you.
I love you too, Renee. It's gonna be a great year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, happy New Year. Thank you so much, love.
Bye now.
Bye.